The pandemic has impacted millions of lives in this country, and one of those ways has been the drastic cutback in the number of people who did simple things like seek out routine medical care. A recent report by the Institute for Human Data Science said cancer screenings were down 90%, mammograms down 87% in the month after the pandemic started. It says the end result is likely 80,000 missed cancer diagnoses, and that is particularly concerning to those on the front lines in the fight against breast cancer. Dorothy Gibbons is one of those front lines fighters. She's the co-founder and CEO of the Rose, an organization whose mission is to provide access to breast cancer screening and diagnosis regardless of ability to pay. Julie Voss is the South Central Region Vice President of Susan G. Komen, whose mission is to ultimately end breast cancer through research and educational awareness. Thank you both for being here this morning. Dorothy, talk about how the pandemic has impacted what the Rose does.
Well, part of it is that we're seeing a lot of people putting off their mammograms, just like you said. And that is just, that's a recipe for disaster, because the later we find that cancer, then the more aggressive treatment's going to be needed and the later stage it's going to be. Now, at the Rose, Cambrell, we are doing as many mammograms as we can with social distancing, which means we're at about 75% of what we normally would be doing.
Right.
That's the good news. The bad news is some of our ladies are having to wait a bit to get their mammogram. But many women are not going to hospitals, to the normal healthcare facilities, and that's very concerning.
Right.
The other part of this is that we're about to have so many without health insurance. Already have so many without health insurance because of unemployment.
Well, that makes the Rose even more important, doesn't it? I mean, the people who are, because you do this without regarding ability to pay, correct?
Absolutely.
So people need to know that. Julie, what kinds of challenges have you seen in the Komen operations during this pandemic?
Yeah, like Dorothy said, we have seen the same thing. We've seen women putting off, afraid to go and get their screening mammograms. And all of the institutions we work with, like the Rose, are back on track. They are, using extra caution. Everyone's always been cautious, but they're using extra caution. They're using social distancing, and it's completely safe. And we're encouraging women and men to go out and get mammograms when needed.
Let's also encourage folks out there to provide money for the organizations. Dorothy, I know fundraising is very important. It's important for both of you. What kind of challenges have you seen in terms of getting people to contribute when there have been so many other concerns about health care?
Well, it has been a difficult and challenging year for sure. When the Rose had to close in March, April, and May, the first part of May, so we saw a $3 million loss during that time. I have to say, though, it's our donors that are keeping us open now, and that makes such a difference with us.
So, Julie, I know the big event for Komen is the Komen Race for the Cure. First weekend in October, always has been. It's going to be a lot different this year. Talk about what kind of differences there are going to be and how you can make it work and hopefully make it successful.
It is. We have been saying cancer is not canceled. And so there are still people that need our help, and actually, like Dorothy said, need it more than ever. So our 30th Race for the Cure, which is October 3rd, has gone virtual. We have a whole week leading up to it of fun activities that are all socially distanced. And we're encouraging people to race where you are, get together with your small group of friends. We still have so many people raising funds for us, and those funds are needed this year more than ever. So we start off the week on Saturday, September 26th, with our Hope Parade. This will take the place of our Survivor race and our Survivor participation. So survivors can come and decorate their cars at City Center. We just ask that you register in advance, and you can register for the race and for the Hope Parade and all of our activities at pinkfor30.org. So it's PINKFOR, the number 30.org.
Good deal. 30 years is a great milestone. And Dorothy, remind people how they can help the Rose going forward in terms of helping and making sure that they can be part of the contributors.
They can go to our website, and it is therose.org. And what we are pushing right now, what we are saying to all of our supporters and patients and friends is don't give up. This is a time we don't want anyone giving up. So the Rose isn't giving up. We're not going to give up taking care of people, and we don't want other folks to give up for any reason having that mammogram.
Dorothy Gibbons, Julie Voss, you are inspirations, both of you, to me. Full disclosure, I met Dorothy 21 years ago when I first got to town, emceed a Rose event, met her, and fell in love. And so there you go. And Julie and I go back a ways as well. I was honored to have been on the board of Komen and part of the committee that said, you know what, we like this woman, let's hire her. So it's really great. I'm glad to have you both on. I believe in your cause tremendously. Let's go out and go ahead and beat this cancer and help people get the help they need. Thank you both.
Thank you.
Thank you.